I actually get teased sometimes by my family. They think I have 2 children, my daughter Kate and the K. When I was a child, my father coached Petroleum League ball over at New Block Park. Wasn't supposed to be up on those bleachers like I was. I fell. I just remember looking over here and everything else was out of my mind. I could see this place in the distance and, you know, immediately was just smitten by it. And then they ran an article in the paper. It was for sale. It had some mold. It had actually some feces smeared on the wall. There were rats, you know, mice, rats. There were snakes, toads as big as my head. It was just dirty, stinky. The windows were busted out. And then I saw a little glimmer of light up there where that window is, and I said, oh my goodness, are there stairs? Is there an upstairs? And the realtor said, lady, I am not going up there. So once he opened that door, you know, it just felt like my soul was home. People do tell me that it's a bit of a portal. It kind of intrigues people. It gets in their mind, and then they can't get out from under it, so they have to come see inside. Sometimes it just flat runs people off. You know, they just don't have a good experience here, and they leave creeped out. One reason this is so active in what they consider the paranormal aspect, because I'm over so many underground water sources. I didn't know about the rag woman when I purchased the place. I just found out then through stories when people shared with me. But apparently when she went through the trash getting bottles and jars, she also would gather fabric scraps because she was a seamstress of sorts. And so after I bought the place, I had a rag bag up here, and I was working up here. And one day I got a call that my curtains looked pretty silly up here, and I was a bit offended and came over and looked up, and there were rags hanging from the curtain rod out of my rag bag. And I couldn't find out how anyone had broken in, and nothing else was amiss. And it was just kind of a mystery, and quite frankly, it was too weird to even tell anyone about. And it happened a couple of times. And then a woman stopped right before I started giving tours, and she told me that Ella used to wash out the fabrics that she would gather, and she would hang them up here in this room because it gets so hot up here to dry her fabric, and that it looked like curtains. And so that was one of my first really strange occurrences that I really had no explanation for. My place on that is that I am a Christian, and I know that there is some stuff you just don't mess with, and so I pray over here often. Sometimes there is negative energy here, and I know to claim it, to pray it out, and that's what I do, so that only good is here, only good energy. You know, if something has a story that they need me to uncover, or just part of the place, then that's okay. But no Ouija boards and none of that shenanigans. There are people who don't want to come to a haunted house. That creeps them out. They want to see it as a piece of Tulsa history. I can tell you that when I come in that door, it just calms me. Silly as it sounds, it's just part of who I am. Myself, I've gone through cancer and a few other health dilemmas, and both my parents had illnesses that, you know, I needed to be there for them, and I needed a place to restore myself. And so this place certainly did that. I suppose that I was just meant to have it.